Well, hello and welcome everyone to the first ever Tuesday Tips Live here on the Digital DJ Tips Facebook page. So we decided to do this because we get asked so many things so many times, and it's just nice to kind of like do it live and get the information out there to you. So we're going to try and do this every single Tuesday at this time, so you can bookmark it. We'll let you know ahead of time that it's coming. So today's one is a big one. I bet every single DJ in this on this page now has asked this question at one point or another, and it's a very simple one. Do I use my Windows computer or do I use my MacBook for, there is a logo there under the lights, there it is. Do I use my MacBook for DJing? And does it matter? And is it going to hold me back if I've got a PC or a Mac or an old computer or a new one? It's a big one, right? Because we want to get out there, we want to perform in public, we want to make sure we do a good job. We don't want it to go wrong on us, but also we don't want excuses, right? We want to get out there and do this stuff. So this is a big question. So let's cover it really quickly. These are meant to be quick tips. Look, Macs are sturdy. Macs are reliable. Macs look cool, but they cost a bit more, right? PCs are great value, but they're not quite as easy to set up for music. Sometimes you need to put a driver on them to use them with a controller. But you know what? Once they're set up, they're just as good. Here's the thing. You imagine a quality threshold on computers. This hand is the best computer you can buy, and this one is the real shonky one that you really don't want to DJ with down here somewhere, okay? Somewhere in the middle is the baseline for Macs. You buy a Mac and it isn't going to go below that line. It's going to be reasonable quality, it's going to be up for the job, it's going to be reasonably well built, so it's less likely to let you down. And that is one of the reasons I think why a lot of people go for them. They just know that they're not going to be accidentally buying something that's too cheap. But you know what? If you haven't got the money in your pocket and no laptop on your table, so in other words, if you're not looking to buy one right now, use the one you've got. It doesn't matter. I used a PC for 10 years, an old Sony PC. Now I've used a Mac for the 10 years since then. I've DJed with them both. Nothing's infallible. Things go wrong. So if things go wrong anyway, let's talk about the stuff that you can do to make sure things don't go wrong, whatever you're using. So it's really, really simple. There's three things to do with the computer itself. The CPU needs to not strain when you're using your DJ software. And that means that you need to ensure on your DJ software, at the top somewhere, there's a meter. It's not the VU meter. It's not the one that tells you whether you're going into the red. It's another one that goes into the red that tells you whether your computer is straining. When that happens, you start to hear glitchy audio. There might be like pops on the audio, or it might even cut out. And also the screen might freeze, which can be very, very scary. But it usually starts again, right? But you don't want that stuff going on. So your CPU is the reason for that, one of the big reasons for it. And a good way of checking is to go into your settings and look for the latency meter. That'll go from slow to fast. When it's on slow, your DJ controller and stuff will be a little bit laggy, but everything will run smoothly and reliably. When it's on fast, everything's really snappy, but you have a problem if your CPU can't cope. And the skill is just to practice on your DJ controller and keep moving it to faster and faster and faster. As soon as you start to have problems, move it down a notch or two. So that is the control to look for to adjust for a slightly less powerful CPU. So the other two things, you need at least 20% disk space available on your hard drive. Christian, our writer here at Digital DJ Tips, is always moaning that his disk is completely full. He's having to throw stuff off to put stuff on. Look, that ain't going to be any good when you're DJing. You have to have a nice 20% or so free on that hard disk. And same with memory. If your computer hasn't got access to memory when the DJ software is running and you're dialing in effects and so on, you can often find that causes you problems. So about 4 gigabytes is good. If you've got any more than that, you're going to be fine. So they're the three things: CPU, memory, and hard disk space, and then alter the latency depending upon how powerful your CPU is. Look, if you've got all that right, then really it doesn't matter whether you're using one of those or one of those. But there is one thing that whichever one you're using, it's important to get right, and that is closing down other stuff on the computer that you don't need. It's always a good idea to reboot your computer before a gig and make sure there's no programs running and no processes running in the background. You're not on the internet if you don't need to be. So your DJ software is getting a clean run at it, right? You're performing in front of people here. You don't want stuff to go wrong. So there's a physical part of all this as well, because whether you're using a PC or a Mac, if that thing gets beer spilt on it, or it gets a knock and the lead gets damaged or whatever, doesn't matter, it's going to go wrong. So having your computer on a nice stand, raised away from danger, and then just taking care of it, this stuff is far, far more important than PC or Mac. And you know what? Things still go wrong. So a set recorded on your phone and a lead plugged in there, plugged into the back of your mixer or into the auxiliary input on your controller, just so you can hit play on a track or a mini mix that you've prepared. Should something go wrong, lets you reboot your computer. So all this stuff is far more important than whether you've got a Mac or a PC. And if you're using the computer you've got as an excuse not to get out there and play, if you just do some of the things we've covered here, then there's no excuse there. So take that excuse away and get yourself out there and use what you want. That is the main learning here. Now, I said I'd keep this to 5 minutes. I do want to just tell you about a guide that we've got, which you can have if you want to read more about computers, controllers, what to use, what DJ gear to use, what software to use. It's our guide to all this stuff. And I'm going to put on the screen there your shortcode to go and get that. It's also in the description. And this, when you click that link, you're going to go to a page that shows you the guide and shows you how to get it. So I want you to go and get that guide. Use that link. Also, it's in the description. And that, if you are interested in this stuff and you're looking to buy DJ gear, get software, get a laptop, and you don't know exactly what to use, that guide is going to help you. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time. I just want to give a few shout outs to people who have been shouting out to me as we've been doing this. Hi to Abraham in Rome. Hi to Fred, who says, have a separate user profile for gigs. Yeah, great idea, Fred. Abraham says, nicely to you too. Lots of you just giving thumbs up and hearts and stuff. Hi to Daniel in Zurich, and you've got about 10 seconds to get yourselves a shout out. Hi to all my team who are saying hello. Hi to Joey in Mexico. Sasha, yeah, long time no see to you as well, mate. And I think that's going to do us for now. Hi to Michael. Always nice to see you here, Michael. Nick says, love the common sense approach. I run Serato DJ happily on a decent, well cared for i3 Lenovo that cost 400 quid. It'll run out of horsepower one day, but for now, that's fine. And that is exactly the attitude. Let's not let our gear and hang-ups about our gear stop us getting out there and DJing. Right, I'm out of here. Lovely to see you. Go grab your free guide. On the screen there. There it is. Oh, this is good, isn't it? There it is. Here's your link. And I'll see you again next week for another Tuesday Tips. Bye-bye for now.